Hello everyone, welcome back to the official podcast series of Jaipuria Institute of Management Indore. Let's talk. So today I'm your host Pravashi Jain welcomes our special guest Dr. Rekha Attri with us. Ma'am is a seasoned researcher, academician and a trainer for over past 17 years of experience. Ma'am, it's a great pleasure of us to have you here today.
Thank you so much for this invite.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, my first question is sales often come with us to preconceived notions. Sale is not a so much prestigious job, and people don't even look it as a very good job, and they can pursue their career in that. So, ma'am, what do you think on such a fear and stigma people usually stick with it?
So actually, you know what, when people are saying that it is not a prestigious job and people hold, a lot of stigmas, as you say. So it is all about perception. So the person who is very scared of talking to people or who's not confident about his own product would be scared of sales. Sales actually happens when you don't sell actually. Sales is about meeting people, talking to people and just, sharing the information. So, and regarding a prestigious job, who says it is not a prestigious job? If you don't sell, you don't earn. So, salespeople are the bread earners for the company. So they should be feeling very high about their job profiles and they are always looked upon. Who goes for international trips? The salespeople. So sales is definitely a bread earner for the organization. It is the revenue generator. I really don't think so. It is a low profile job or it is not prestigious.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, even I heard, even I feel that people used to say, there is not much need of so many skills and intelligence for doing sales. I heard people saying you don't even need such kind of degrees to do sales. So what are your thoughts on these things?
Sales has evolved over a period of time. It is no more a person who can just go and sell a product, because the customer has also become very wise. Exactly. And the number of options which are there in front of the customer are plenty. So as a salesperson, you need to understand the customer behavior, and that is why it is very important that you need that skills of understanding. So definitely your negotiation skills, and your selling skills, your people management skills. I mean, the sales job is all about a good planning and execution. So definitely you need skills. If you are not a skilled person and let us say somebody else is better in negotiation skills, in the gathering market information, doing more about forecasting and taking very calculated decisions, he or she would become a better salesperson. So you just cannot say that sales does not require. You may not be having those skills. Maybe that is why a person is saying that you don't need the skills. But a person who's having those skills will harness those skills and would really grow in his career. I don't think so. It is just a job where you don't need to learn. Sales requires a continuous upgradation of yourself, continuous learning, continuous interaction. You need these skills.
Yeah, even I feel the same thing, because somewhere around you need the product knowledge, the communication skills, the negotiation. So yeah, it is required. And even ma'am, we being a woman, we even feel that field sales is not for us. So what are your thoughts on this, and how can we pursue our career in field sales?
Okay. Women have done numerous things in their lives. Women are there who are flying planes. Women are there who are in the locomotive engines carrying so many passengers. Women are there who are into climbing Mount Everest. So there are people, and women have done, and they are into every field. So why being scared of sales? Rather, I would tell you, if a woman is going to sell a product, she would be more welcomed by any other person, because especially in Indian society, you would not rebuke a woman, at least. You would not say, just go away. Maybe a man would face that shutting door thing, but at least a woman would have a foot in the door, and at least a little bit of acceptance would be there just because she is a woman. And I've seen many people and many women leaders who have made it big with the sales career. So women should not be scared about traveling. And what is traveling? The distance is actually very, very small these days. It is a global village. You have connectivities across. and I've seen people who are flying across countries. So why are we scared about our own country or our own state or our own district? There are transportations available. Might as well go out, reach out to the people. Why do we want to sit in our cabins being comfortable? It is about traveling, and you should love traveling and sales.
Okay, ma'am. So, like, even we have seen that many movie stars and film stars doing kind of sales or doing marketing of some products, but we even consume them as like they're false, they're faulty, and even when a salesperson comes to us, like, we don't believe him. So, like, what else we can do so that how can we, overcome with that?
So the biggest, key point to selling is trust. So if the customer can see that trust, or you can instill that trust in the customer, you would be able to sell well. So definitely, if you are seeing the trend these days, there are very less brand ambassadors for the mass media. We are seeing an evolution of influencer marketing. People are making blogs and vlogs, the video logs. And if I have to travel, I would want to follow a vlogger who has maybe traveled to Kashmir or Paris, and I would want to know from him or her which are the hotels to stay in, which is the food I should go, which is the restaurant. So there is still sales going on, but the format of sales has changed. So no more you would see mass advertising and all, and there are people who are doing wonderful sales by reaching out to you on your mobiles. Now you see your Facebook page or an Insta page, and there are so many companies who are doing advertisements to you. Real marketing is becoming an in thing. So let us move away. There is an evolution. So even in influencers, there are nano influencers, macro, micro, and mega influencers. And it has been seen in research that the nano, micro, and macro influencers are better in convincing the customers as compared to the mega influencers who are the celebrities, so to say. So things are evolving, and definitely marketers have to change the way they are reaching out to the customer. So definitely there must have been something which has triggered these marketers not to employ the mass marketing thing and go for influencer marketing or vlogging, etc. So that is what is changing, and the customers are now getting influenced by these vloggers, etc.
Yeah, ma'am. Even we have been seeing, like, in our college itself, many students are influencers. So they are also trying to promote some kind of product, and even we are persuaded through them.
Right.
And they are good products actually. So yeah. And ma'am, like, what do you feel about being assertive or being pushy in sales?
Sales should never be about pushing. Sales should happen as a very, very smooth flowing river. So just like a river, gathers a lot of stone and all when it is moving, the same way as the salesperson moves in his career or, meets customers, he keeps on influencing. I'll just give you an example. Supposing I've just gone to a restaurant the last evening, and I come to you and say, Pravarshi, yesterday I went to this restaurant and this food was awesome. I tried this dish. Next time you go to this restaurant, you should please try it out. Now, what would you do? You would say, oh ma'am, this is the hotel or restaurant which you have, told me. I'll definitely go. What did I do actually? I've sold that experience to you. Moms are the best salespeople. I am telling you, every mother sells you the vegetables which she wants you to eat. So sales is starting from your home, from your kitchen. So sales is not tough, and sales can happen as a very, very smooth process. The moment you feel the pressure that I have to do sales, you'll not be able to do sales, because the moment that pressure is seen by the customer in your face, the customer would gauge that this person is desperate to push the product to me. But if you're not pushing, you're just giving the information and trying to analyze the need of the customer, you would be able to do sales much effectively. That is my take on it.
And ma'am, like, as you said, like, it's a kind of assertive and consultative approach, and it's all about persuasion.
Right.
And persuading someone.
Persuasion is the key. See, sales will not happen maybe on one go. You might have to have multiple touch points. And at every touch point, you would have to convince the customer that you are better than the competitor.
Exactly.
So persuasion definitely, follow up definitely is the key to closing of sales.
And ma'am, like what we MBA students can do to improve our persuasion skills. Like in each and every field, we require persuasion skills, not just about concern with the sales.
So, if you consciously think I'm going to do persuasion, then you will be very bad at it. But if you are able to, talk to the person multiple times, develop that rapport with the customer or any other person, the person will develop that trust in you. And the moment I have trust in you, whatever you would say, I would buy that value. I would believe it. So basically in marketing also we say, that value, till the time the customer does not realize that this product is valuable, he will not invest his time, money, effort to achieve it. So persuasion, if you think you are going to persuade, you will not be able to persuade. So don't have that pressure in your mind that I want to persuade the customer. The customer who is very, very smart, he is going to rip you apart the moment he sees that in you. So the moment you just talk to the customer as a friend, the customer would be persuaded.
Exactly, ma'am. But just sometimes we feel like the monetary aspect when it comes to sales, like we in companies we see they used to make a targets for us, and even we used to see as in business, not as in communication and doing it like for friendship with customers and retaining it for the long term. So ma'am, what are your views on
My views are that as a salesperson or as a seasoned salesperson, you should have the concern for sales and the concern for salesperson for the customer at the same time. If you are totally concerned about sales and not concerned about the customer would not like it. And if you totally having concern about the customer, you might not land up having sales and you are just doing relationship building and networking. So a good balance is definitely required. You have to know when you have to pitch in your product, when you have to just talk casually to the customer. So persuasion, as you said, is required, but it should not be evident. So it will happen because a good salesperson would not lose his focus of doing the sales. And as you were saying about targets, definitely targets are there. Why do we have goals in our life? If we have no goals in our life, if we don't aim at the stars, you would not reach at the top of a tree. That is what some proverbs have been saying. So you have to have some targets. And targets need to be challenging enough.
Exactly.
So if they are not challenging enough, you would not feel that thrill. And the more challenging the target is, the more efforts you put in. And definitely nobody is going to give you unachievable targets. So don't be scared about it. When targets come to you, you need to negotiate your targets also with your boss. That whether it is achievable, what support you require from your management to achieve those targets. So there should be a good healthy dialogue within the organization when targets are there. And if targets need to be monitored very frequently, if the targets are monitored only towards the end, there might be a failure. Exactly. So targets once given have to be monitored regularly and they are achievable, and definitely there has to be some challenge to it. Otherwise, how do you find out the best salesperson of the year?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. That actually helped me a lot. And ma'am, like recently we are seeing like AI, something on very much trend and something very much important right now.
Right.
So how do you think like AI is affecting salesperson, sales job? And we have been seeing many jobs are like replaced with AI tools and
No. So my take on AI is, just like humans are having intelligence, there are different types of AI intelligence also. And there have been some research papers which have been recently published which have categorized AI intelligence into 5 categories. So one type of intelligence, so I'll just speak about the different AI intelligence to you first, and then give you an example of companies how they are harnessing AI. So the first AI type is the logic mathematical type of intelligence, where the AI is helping the organization reach to the customer or do customer engagement with a lot of mathematical processing or the logical calculations. The second type of AI is your visual spatial type of an AI, where the AI is helping the organization make the customer visualize certain things on a 360-degree dimensions. For example, the virtual try-ons, or some of the real estate companies are using this visual spatial AI to showcase how the apartment would look like
metaverse kind of
like
thing.
metaverse kind of thing. Then you have these social AIs. You have these Alexas and Siris, etc., who are talking to you. And when a company is employing the social AI component, the customer engagement has been seen to be enhanced. Then you have these verbal linguistic type of AI, where even if I'm typing a wrong spelling, let us say I want goggles and I don't know the spelling of goggles correctly, I'm typing a wrong spelling, but that AI is understanding my need and showing me all the list of goggles available. And the last one is your processing speed AI. And the moment I say I want this category of dresses, a huge list comes in front of me. There are so many products which are coming up. So the speed of interaction with the organization has enhanced. So AI is enabling organizations to better the customer engagement, and the jobs would not be lost. People who know how to use these AI, how to process the information which this AI is giving us, to design some strategies for the organization, that is going to be the mantra of a success. So your jobs are not going to go, but your skill enhancement. So like again we come back to your previous question where you were saying that the sales is not about having skills. You need to have these skills to understand what AI is giving you, and then to formulate strategies for your organization.
Exactly, ma'am. Like you gave us completely new perspective. Like I can say the evolving roles of salesperson
Yes.
in sales, exactly.